And thank you, David. I want to begin. I have a set of poems prepared, but I want to begin by acknowledging the forest fires here in New Jersey. So, um, it's been wild and very hard to watch. So I want to begin by showcasing one of my video collaborations with Neil. This is a poem called War and Peace, a video poem. So I would hope maybe I could share the screen for this one, and then I will read my poems. Would that be okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
War and Peace. Deep, deep in the forest, in a series of dawn maneuvers, tall trees bend towards the light. Greedy for more, wanting more of their fill. After all, sunlight will turn to chlorophyll. Tall trees tower above their lesser cousins, who get shaded. Tall trees cast long shadows, their canopy of cover monopolizes the light. Armies march on their stomach. Make no mistake, there's nothing benign here, no country for old men. With standing room only, you have to have sharp elbows, a constant jostle for space.
The judgments of the day coalesce, a dark ghostly web that hovers over this forest full of kindling. Fallen trees extend branches, twisted like prayers towards the sky. Yet fallen trees do not pray. Fallen trees hold other fallen trees, perhaps. Velvety moss drapes their light embrace.
Leave no man behind is a refrain the forest forgot. Now it is each man for himself, as shoot and tendril salute the sky. In the fight for light, in the race for soil, water, and space, the more there is, the more they want. This intent gets manifest in their morphing, malformed, misshapen, and twisted. Conflict continues amongst the common. Duels and differences more intense with those who look like them, eat like them, and drink like them. At times being indifferent to trees that are different, nay, maybe even welcoming.
The judgments of the day hover in a dark web near the top. The higher branches bend under their weight. Here on the ground, the fragrance of mold, decomposing leaves fill my nostrils. The soil is moist, my footsteps soft and quiet. Here, nothing is truly solid, not even the dark web hovering up high.
In jungle warfare, vines and climbers smother trees, stranglers that steal and soak up sun. Yet, it is the unspoken alliances that flourish in the foliage. Orchids and ferns encounter sunshine on the branches of tall trees, finding homes, piggybacking on their trunks. How close to the sky this upper canopy? How far removed from their struggle in the darkness at the bottom of the forest?
It is very quiet here and close to the ground. Mycelium reaches dried old roots. Exposed tendrils coil over decaying bark. Here in the heart of the forest, deer come with soft eyes. Robins, blue jays pierce this cluttered clearing, the voice of damning hushed among them. I come here sometimes to touch the moss, to let my fingers run over the trunks, to feel the birds that must have rested on the soft green, tender and fresh like the forest in spring. Like a willow in the wind, my body knows what war is. My hands paint with dark soil traces of light on my face. They touch the fresh moss, the crested bark of fallen trees, the wounds of my body. I have put down my armor so I may know what peace is.
Thank you. Um, so now I'll just get on with the poems that I have selected. Some of them are old and some more recent. Beginning. Begin by stopping. Stop by beginning, both near and far. This is the question, the bliss of liberation. The work is in the circle, the riddle, the yarn and the knot, the folding and unfolding and not. In the limit circle of heaven and hell, begin where you are. Stop what you are, shapeless. The magic circle, elusive and soft. In it, each stitch a binding word, an axiom. The legs we need to journey in the magic circle. The thoughts we place in place come in numbers. Count them, in and out with each breath. Begin by stopping, stop by beginning. Each layer builds upon another and another until we lose track of the humble start. The magic circle, the legs on which we stand, the patterns of life. The pattern of life expands, our reach lost in the ripple of layers, longing for light, lost in the depths of each warp. Begin here, stop here. Release the grip, the crumpled fabric, the hyperbolic disc. Let it settle in an open palm like a rose, quiet at the core, ready to open. Let it reveal its mystery. The pattern is simple. At the core, a magic circle, radiating its legs. Constant is this progression that makes the beginning. The next poem is called Obad. I was young once, like everyone, and lived my life of more or less, eager and wary through harried days. I remember I was young once, like everyone. Now I wake early with the robins. I step out in the morning air, crisp, barefoot, happy. Light breeze unfurling my hair, black and white like a cherry tree in bloom. It is spring again on these shores. I was young once, like everyone. Now a new dawn breaks my heart into blossom. The next poem is a form poem. It's an abecedarian, so each line begins with a letter of the letter of the alphabet. I hope this will be obvious at some point. Abecedarian. Along the battered shore, below a cliffside edged in moss, content and pensive in the sun, downcast its orange beak, elusive in his gaze, ruffled his feathers in the evening breeze. Gone are the days I sat with him, hourglass turned my mind. In sync it moves with dripping sand, journeys in time, a wingless beat, knees down against the velvet green. Lost in my thoughts, I wandered. My musings far across the waters, not here, not there, but where to land, or where to saunter. Past woeful stories never told. Quiet the mind, the heart remains serene and free. You, solitary goal, remain with me. The silence that we share is golden. Under a cliffside edged in moss, velvety stains green on my knees. Would light return along this shore, sanctified the hues beyond the distant hills. Young, I am not anymore. Zero, my fears sum to this. The next poem is called Insomnia. Almost half my life I have lived under this maple tree and all that goes with it, thinking my countless sleepless nights are some sort of insomnia. In my rush from here to there, the sounds and smells of summer lost to me. I counted years, hours, minutes of everything under the sun except these maple leaves when they come and go, and the songbirds when they come and go. I always had time to criticize, but not to hear. Hear this? Hear the incessant mowing, manicuring life to perfection, blowing all kinds of dreams to oblivion with clockwork precision. Put it away for now. I need my peace, I say. Quit for now the liturgy of incessant maintenance, high and low. Look at this tree, I say. Always here. Don't think this poem is about it. Comings and goings are all the same. Look at this bee as it sucks out of a dead cicada, the last summer song. The next one is another form poem. A poem is called a ghazal. It's called The Body or Body Scan. The feet on the ground at the very edge of the body, every blade of grass against the soles. Yes, the body can feel the earth rise in fluid power through the calves, now solid and tangible, taut under the skin. Undress the body of preconceptions and feel the knees unbuckled and released. Feel the winds between the thighs, caress the body. The pelvis drips of generations yet to come, or not. The root energies of life and death oppress the body. Feel its power center rise and fall with each breath. Pulse to synchronize the sun, the moon, and bless the body. In the center of the chest, alive, the drum of war and peace, the best of days, the worst of days, transgress the body. Feel the arms quiet, the weapons and crosses laid aside, the palms and fingers held loosely on the chest, the body ready to release its prayer, not in words, but in surrender. Eyes closed over the burdens and the rest. The body cries for folly and anything it can't possess. You breathe these words and say, my name is everybody. The next one is called The Work. These are both recent poems. Unfinished thoughts pierce the air like leaves meet fall, golden and ready and released. I shake my head, the body follows. Tell it obliquely, never completely, say those who know not to hurry. The pile gathers behind the house, the yard clear for one moment, singular and green. Breathe in. Now filled again with golden glory. Depleted, I question the ferocity of the compulsion to make it clean. The clotheslined pack and ready, wildly stretched sails of a ship still long ways from safe harbor. Here, openly, I question my departures. I have arrived, I know, like the wind. Yes, how it dries us all. Deliberations folded, stacked, and put away, clean for one moment, singular and white. Breathe out. In a blink of an eye, another load. The fluttering of colored linens refills the autumn sky with elemental pleas. Deer have rested under my trees, their pellet trail a gift, though I don't know it as I clean. They will return just like the maple and the red oak, only much sooner, with quiet eyes and undisturbed, like everything on earth I step on. And I do, yes, I do it again. I do it all. Never completely untangled, the lines hold no weight. Those who know no haste say it slant. Breathe in the wind. Um, the next one is called Cold Loneliness by its larger name, a letter to myself. For centuries on the hills of Kenya, Turkana shepherds have followed the water. Now, with drought, violence, displacement, the cows, donkeys, camels, goats, and sheep are gone. Turkana language has a word for men without animals, ekebotonit, meaning no sense of purpose, erased. When asked about sadness time after time, they talk of loneliness. In the West, we think to find the cure for what ails us, we need to know the proper names of things. Call loneliness by its larger name. Call it, I no longer know the rough edges of my ancestral land, and I may never do. Call it, I ran away and I failed. Call it, I ran away and I succeeded. Call it erosion of a way of life, war against your kin. You think it's an enemy, but it's always a kin. Call it 8 billion people on a tiny blue dot living in 8 billion different worlds. Call it, my marriage failed. Call it, I brought a child into this world who does not want it. Call it, this is not what I wanted. The engine is stalling and I'm late for work. Call it, the engine is stalling. Everything aches and I'm growing old. Call it too little, too much, too soon, too late. Call it anything at all, anything you want, and more importantly, what you want not. Call it one God too many, and call it no God. Call it, call it, call it. Then put your hands together on your heart if you must. Kneel down if you must, and say, I am willing to feel at last. Um, and I'm down to my last poem. This one is called Estranged. Pale and early, the half moon. I'm walking among stones. cold and legible among stretches of green. Here, invisible, I'm watching blue jays hop and pick the little things of grass. I come here sometimes to sit and read the names of rocks, not mine, yet here to see. They were all loved one way or another. You look so much like your mother, he said the last we spoke. I come here to sit sometimes and listen to the sparrows sing of how love knows no bounds, and grass is only grass, and rocks are only rocks, and words are only words. You look so much like your mother. The sparrows chirp out of dreams, how not even hate is what it seems. Thank you, everyone.